If you like to eat out but worry about not always eating the best option when you do go out, nutritionist Andrea Holwegner joins us this morning to help navigate the menu, because it is a battlefield out there if you are trying to watch what you are consuming. Thanks for coming in, Andrea.
Thanks for having me.
You've brought in a really great example this morning that's definitely eye-opening when you do consider what your plate usually looks like when you order at the restaurant.
You bet. And you know, the first thing to keep in mind when we talk about eating out is that if you eat out occasionally, just go out, have whatever you like. What I'm speaking about today is more for people that are eating out several lunches a week. They're definitely eating out a lot of their family suppers or on the weekend, very social. And this is where it will catch up to you with your waistline or with your health.
This example is something that you'd usually see in a restaurant, and looking at it, you know, initially you kind of think, okay, not so bad, but when you delve into what is actually on that plate and the portions of each of the items, it's definitely eye-opening. Yeah.
Sure. So if we start over here at our healthier plate and we take a look at, you know, a quarter of the plate being protein, a quarter of the plate being that starchier food, and a half of that plate being vegetables, that's what we're after from an overall healthy living goal supper plate. And then when you look over at what you might be given for that same meal in a restaurant, you can really see that the meat size is now, you know, double in size. We've got more starch from potatoes as well as bread, way more fats probably put into that meal. You know, I brought my box of salt here to illustrate, of course, in the restaurant world, they love salt, and a much, much smaller portion of vegetable.
And that doesn't even factor in sometimes the sauces that you'll get with your meat, or perhaps you've got the butter there, but extra sauces for your vegetables, maybe a cream sauce, a béarnaise.
You bet. And so if I contrast, you know, having a sparkling water with your, you know, dinner plate at home here versus, you know, a taller pint-sized glass of pop, of course, we're not considering the fact it's bottomless and people may have several, but we've got 20 teaspoons of sugar in there. And the difference between those two plates is about 1,000 calories, even though you look at them and they're not necessarily bigger in size, but certainly much more heavier in sodium, fats, and calories.
So what can you do as you're glancing over the menu, making your option and wanting to make that healthier choice?
So yeah, if you are eating out regularly, some of the ways you can eat a little bit healthier is, first of all, like, really think about what are your favorites here. So if you think about, okay, do I love potatoes or do I love bread? And so if you're like me, I love bread more than potatoes. So it's all about making choices. So what I might do in a restaurant is say, give me the steak, give me the vegetables, double the vegetables, and take the potatoes off, because I know when that bread comes, I'm going to want to have probably a couple of slices of that. And then you're still on track. And then making choices around, do I love pop, wine, appetizers, or desserts? Like, which one in there is like my thing? So it's all about making choices. You don't have to be extreme, but those little things can make a really big difference.
No question. I mean, when you think about 1,000 extra calories, that goes a long way. No question. When you're looking at your plate as well, when you first get served, is there something too that maybe you should be considering when after you make your order, after you're sitting there, you've had maybe your wine, your pop, whichever you like?
Sure. One of the things that works well for a lot of my clients that know they are a clean their plate type of eater. Like, no matter what size comes, they are going to eat it. And if you know you love fettuccine Alfredo, and you know there's going to be garlic toast, and it's going to be this heavier meal, what you might say before it comes is, I want to order the Alfredo, but can you just bring me out half? And can you package half up, because I'd like to take it for my lunch tomorrow? So there's no temptation because only half arrives.
That is a great idea. Some great suggestions here. Thanks so much for coming in this morning, Andrea. If you'd like more details, you can check out Andrea's website, healthstandnutrition.com. 7:49 here on the Morning News. Kanye West in a little bit of controversy this morning.